Welcome back to the John Galt Insurance Podcast. My name's Kyle Casada, Vice President and one of the co-founders here. Today I have, once again, my co-host, CEO, Pete Poggi. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Glad to be here. Looking forward to today's session.
Yes. So today we're going to be talking about really our core philosophy of us as a company, and really for me, a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and pressing into our why, right? Why did we do this? Why, as an agent, would you want to join two Joe Schmoes here, right?
I say two Jamokes.
Two Jamokes, right? And just kind of share with you guys the story and philosophy that is the foundation of our company, which really we call the help us, help you philosophy of our entire company.
I love it.
I love it. So we're going to go all the way back, right? So we're going back 2014, 2013.
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit. To start with kind of, this core philosophy of us as a company now almost a decade and a half later really started in your brain with your own take on this. And so I want to go all the way back to 2013, 2014.
Is that when you didn't even know how to spell insurance?
That's when I didn't know how to spell insurance nor speak Spanish. So take me back to kind of your brain when you had this envision of helping other agents change their lives and in return, ultimately change your life.
Absolutely. Thank you. So what keeps me going, right? My why, as they say, what really excites me and near and dear to my heart is watching any agent go from not spelling insurance like you did, right, to a multi-million-dollar agent, changing your life not only personally, but in business. I think it's across the board. Once you come into our system and you believe in our culture and you follow us and drink the Kool-Aid, as we say, it is life-changing. That's the most rewarding thing for someone like me. Even when I worked for competitors and I was out training and helping other agents, nothing is more satisfying than watching someone just grow up in front of your eyes. Not even knowing business, not knowing insurance, to, wow, now I'm a multi-million-dollar agency owner. Insurance is the best way to do that because of our business model. Right. That even goes back to when you first started, because your name was Evaristo Quesada, and I thought you spoke Spanish. But that's for another time. But I liked about you when you came in is you didn't know anything. Right. Were you scared?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What you didn't know, the advantage of working with me is all you knew was growth, right? And coaching and success, and we didn't talk about anything else, really.
Correct.
Guided through the whole thing. So I want to bounce it back to you, because the philosophy was the more people I can help, the more people that are successful, the more money I'm actually going to make, if we're being honest, right? What's different about our system is all of our competitors charge franchise fees. They do that because it's for the money and for their egos, right? We don't do the franchise fee because we want you to invest in yourself. Correct. Right? And then when you're successful, I'm successful, we're all successful together, because basically we become partners. Right. So if we don't develop you and we don't mentor you, and if I didn't develop and mentor you, what would have happened?
I would have left and you would have lost money.
Correct. If we don't do our job mentoring you, and if we don't do our job training you, if you're a bust, we're a bust. We actually lose money. We invest in you, teach you, show you, and if you're not successful, we lose. Correct. And you lose because you have to go do something else. Right. So think about back when you started, going back there too, that initial feeling and from where you've come, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, so for me, growing up, I never would have imagined that I'd be a multi-unit owner, multi-million-dollar producer, a part of a $150 million company. It was never in my deck of cards, right? I went to school for 2 years, dropped out, wanted to be, a coach or something of that nature. And so joining your team, and we never really talked about this. It was really, I just came in and from day one, I got the mentorship without even realizing that that's what was happening. And, for me, looking back now, you single-handedly changed my life.
Oh, awesome. I love to hear that.
And it's something that I'll be forever grateful. And for me, having that coaching mentality, it was exciting to see that you were willing to invest your time, your energy, your resources into me. and then gave me the opportunity to go then and do that again with the next wave of agents that we brought in. And it was ultimately like creating, a specialized insurance team that, you're the owner, the president of the company, I'm the head coach, and then now we have all this, the players on the team to then watch them grow and develop them and mentor them into them creating their own teams, essentially.
Yeah, pretty rewarding, isn't it?
Yes.
What would you say to someone who's like afraid to join us? Sounds great. I'm going to drop out of school.
Right.
I'm going to make a lot of money.
Right.
What does that mean? What would that look like for someone?
Yeah, I mean, so going back to our main philosophy, right, of help us help you create this empire, and you hear me say it all the time, empire within an empire. The reason why you should not be afraid or be willing to bet on yourself is because jumping in to this situation with us is from day one, we're going to hold your hand, right? We're going to help you create everything that you need and provide you all the resources. And all we're looking for is that effort and that ability to say, you know what, I'm going to show up every single day.
You're putting in sweat equity.
Correct.
We're going to put in sweat equity.
Correct.
What would you say our success rate is if someone comes in not knowing anything? Remember, you don't even know how to spell insurance.
Yes.
You don't know anything, but
Still may not know how to spell insurance.
right. Don't put it on the board, whatever you do. If someone comes in, how, you put me off now, right? What was I asking?
Success ratio.
Oh, success ratio. If someone says, if they follow the system, word for word, step by step, what do you think our success rate would be? If they put in the effort, don't forget, you can't just come in and sit in your chair.
Right.
You're going to put in the sweat equity. If I put in the sweat equity and I'm just coming out of school or dropping out of school, figuring out what to do, what do you think our success?
Well, I'll take it one step further, right? In this, I'm going to use a word that I'm not supposed to use.
Okay.
If someone is willing to follow every step along the way, I guarantee their success. 100% of our agents that have followed it step by step, word for word, are now agency owners of 5 to 10 million plus agencies. So I guarantee that if you are willing to follow our system, you will have that success.
On that note, let's say someone comes through our training.
Yes.
What is one of our jokes? When they come out and they go in the field and they actually try to do it, what do they say? This stuff actually works. And then we laugh.
Correct.
If we know it works,
Correct.
you just have to do it.
Correct.
Regarding our mentorship program,
Yes.
one of the things we've also built is some of our other successful agents in other areas are now doing mentoring if you can't do it hands-on.
Correct.
So what's different about us and our philosophy, and it excites them as well as it does us, is we take our most successful agents and they mentor other agents coming in.
Right.
And they build their own team. So not only are they building their own multi-million-dollar agency, they're helping others do it. It's just a great.
Well, I think it's
teamwork.
a testament to going back to you bringing me on of what was in your brain and what your vision of this company will look like is you changing the next person's life and then that person changing the next person's life. And it's just the continuation of that.
You do that 150 times, everyone's happy and I'm rich.
Correct. And we talk about, yes, being rich. But for me, the why in waking up every single day is kind of building on what you did for me now for that next wave of agents. And to your point, around the state, the agency owners that have followed it step by step, now having that opportunity to not only build their agencies, but now work with that next new agent in their area and have that mentorship that they receive directly from the second source, right?
Right.
And now they get to be that to that next wave of agents. And because they've bought into our philosophy from day one, they're now getting that satisfaction. And their why is now going from, just being a successful agent owner to now being a mentor for this next wave of agents as they join and as they take part of joining our team.
Absolutely. Right.
Got that, right?
No, that stays. Why do you like seeing other agents be successful?
I think to me, it brings me back to the way I felt knowing that you changed my life, right? So for me, seeing the conversations change from the first time they come through MDP, a lot of times not knowing how to spell insurance, right? To now having conversations on, hey, man, I want to make over, $100,000, $250,000. How do I now, find the right accountant? How do I find the right CPA? How do I develop my employees? And it's just that progression of growth, of watching them to your point of me, watching them grow in front of my eyes, going from not knowing how to sell a policy to now managing, training, opening up companies. To me, that is the most fulfilling part of what we do. It really is the reason we developed this company.
Right. When originally founded it, we wanted to do it different than the competitors.
Yes.
Well, number one, we were always quality over quantities.
Yes.
We're not the largest. We're not the largest in the country.
No.
Some of our competitors have thousands of agents.
Correct.
But their agents don't sell nearly as well as ours, or as successful as ours, or have the relationships that we.
Right. Well, you look at some of our competitors, they have a lot more agencies, but the success of those agencies are a lot lower than the success rate and the amount of money that individual. So it makes you look good, right? But that individual agent at that local level, in some cases, are struggling and end up having to shut their locations down.
We could have 1,000 locations if we wanted. We chose to go for the 100 route of 100 multi-million-dollar agencies instead of 1,000 little ones.
Yeah, I mean, it costs us a lot more money, a lot more time, a lot more energy, but I would say it's a more intimate way to do it to help guarantee that success of our agents as they join.
I agree. Also, especially for someone new, I don't think any of our competitors have the training that we do.
Right.
And as detailed as we do, with a roadmap, when you walk out, if you actually do it, he said it, he'll guarantee success.
Guarantee it.
No, he guarantees success, of course, right?
Yeah.
And we know because I taught you, you taught the next, and anyone who does it, it's been successful.
Correct. I mean, we have a $1 million producer roadmap laid out, and once again, it's not based off of someone that read something in a book to then say, do it this way. No, I will never ask you to do something that I haven't personally done, nor will you. We've done everything that we're asking these agents to do. And I think it's a testament to us as a company to be able to have that roadmap, to give that out to these agents that are joining, because it's very simple. Follow the roadmap and success will follow.
Correct.
The only time that agents really struggle is when they veer off from that path, and we mentor them back onto that roadmap so that we can help them, right? Help us.
One of the mentors we're going to hear from in a later podcast is on the west coast of Florida. His name is Tyler.
Correct.
Tyler's one of the people that came out and followed the roadmap.
Yes.
How old is Tyler?
He's 26, joined us 3 years ago, dropped out of college 2 years in.
Oh, yay. He's got it. What's his personal, I mean, he's crushing it.
Yes.
We'll get more detail about that, but what's the favorite line when Tyler called us?
So Tyler's an interesting one. He not only followed the roadmap, he said, I'm going to double down on whatever it is that you tell me to do, and now that success is following it. With that success and with following that roadmap, his favorite line I'll never forget, he called me one day and he said, hey Kyle, how you doing? I'm doing all right, man. What's going on? He goes, I got to tell you, I absolutely love you, but I freaking hate you as well. And I'm like, what's up, man? He goes, I am so busy, I can't even think straight because I followed everything that you guys told me to do. And keep in mind, this is not someone that had been in the industry for 10 years.
Right.
He was brand new to the industry, followed the system, 3 years with us now, $4+ million book of business, all because he followed a roadmap that was put forth before him to follow.
I love that story, right? I think the most important thing for me, like what keeps a CEO going? If I had 200 agents that had multi-million-dollar agencies, that would be the happiest day of my life. Money comes with it,
right?
But 50-50 partners, we would all gain.
Correct.
And what a testament that would be for 200 multi-million-dollar agents.
Well, I think and we joke about this, some of our frustration is that because you do care so much about that individual success of each agent, it comes with that responsibility of when they don't follow, it's like, okay, how do we look ourselves in the mirror and say, could we have done something different? Could we have done something better? And realistically, to your point, if we had 200 outside offices that were multi-million dollars, that was something that, that's what keeps us going every single day. Why we wake up, because really it is their success that fuels our fire to keep going.
So in bigger picture, that would be 200 successful people who also bring in 3 or 4 successful. Right. So now we have 800 lives changed.
Right. And that to me is the biggest thing, right? Our job is to change those 200 lives. And then for me, because you're a part of that first batch, right?
Yeah.
To me, to watch them.
Are you kicking me out?
No, I'm just for your own sake, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
But for me to watch them now take that next, I call it a Podgy scheme, right? We operate in a legal Podgy scheme, right? And to watch them take their agents and then mentor them the same way that I mentored them and the same way that you mentored me, it's the most amazing feeling to literally watch them be a part of then changing someone else's life.
And sometimes we get to do it together, like when we do our next $1 million producer training. They can watch us feed off each other. And the old Podgy brain, medium Kyle brain, and then we have people that used to be the youngest. You're not the youngest.
I'm definitely not the youngest anymore, but I was for a while. But no, it's something that I think I bought into early. Is that true mentality of how can we help others for them to help themselves, and then that next wave of people.
And it's all because of the insurance business, right?
That's it. It's all about this weird, boring insurance industry.
Best kept secret in the world, right? No one goes to school for insurance.
Right.
So imagine this: you drop out of school, you you join us, you're mentored, and you hold your hand the entire way. Learn how to become $1 million producer with a product that everyone needs. Some by law. Correct. Right? Then the next step is you learn how to bring in other people to duplicate your efforts and build a multi-million-dollar business, all in 5 years.
Yes.
Or go to school for 5 years or go to debt, right?
Right.
What if I want to go to school after 5 years?
Great, go back.
Okay. Will you?
Probably not.
Okay. What about if they fail?
Well, I think a lot of the rainbows and butterflies and what if they fail and all these what if questions that people like to ask us about, right? Because we're putting a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of our own personal energy into this, and really what we're looking for is for that person that's willing to put their neck out on the line for them to bet on themselves. Because to your point, when day one comes, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, right? We're going to give you that roadmap, but ultimately you've got to be the one that makes that decision to follow that roadmap. And for us, that's where really it comes into quality over quantity. Correct. Of finding that right person that also wants to buy into that same philosophy.
And there is a cost of bringing someone in for us.
Correct.
If they don't win, we don't win.
Right. And that is really understanding that to that point, every single agent that we brought in, we bet on them.
Right.
And all we're asking is for them to bet on themselves so that ultimately, once again, they win, we win. And unfortunately for you, if they don't make it,
correct,
they move on, you lose.
Correct.
And so for me, that's something that I come to this office every single day with that in the back of my mind of every unsuccessful story that we have is not only costing money, great, but it's also a reflection of almost like my personal failure to that person, because I truly believe that if someone is willing to bet on themselves, we can change every person's life. And when we don't, for whatever the reason is, I always take that, like look myself in the mirror and say, okay, what could have I done different or better to maybe giving that person a shot?
We almost take it personal.
Correct.
We want them to be successful so bad that when someone doesn't make it, did we do everything?
Right. And that's something that
like our failures, their failures.
Correct. And that's something that, I had, we'll have Jerry on in a couple of weeks, but that's something that him and I always talk about is, can we look ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, we did everything for that person, with that mindset of saying, okay, I want to help that person so that in return, selfishly a little bit, right, they will help us, but more than just a dollar on a paycheck. But from that mindset of help them literally change their life.
There's very few businesses that can say that, by the way.
Yeah.
Especially the way our model is set up.
And I'm happy to say that I'm a part of it. And I tell you all the time, and I get choked up talking about it. But realistically and really, like man to man, thank you for betting on me. And allowing me that opportunity to be a part of something that's become an amazing opportunity, not only for my personal growth, but now providing that opportunity to this next wave or next generation of agents that need that mentorship, that are looking for something that will provide them that financial freedom, but within an industry that can provide that, but bigger than that, with a company that is going to put themselves out on the line to mentor them, to guarantee that success as long as they follow that roadmap that we've created.
It's in our blood.
Yes, it is.
We eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Mentoring agents.
Mentoring
That's what we're about. So thank you guys for joining me again. Right? This is one of the topics that I love talking about, near and dear. I could sit here and talk for hours on this, but ultimately, if you're looking to, come into an industry and join a company that is going to mentor you, hold your hand from start to finish, and teach you and guide you on how to become financially free, create that financial freedom, create an agency within an empire, building an empire, I think we're the place for you to be, and check us out. So.
And I have to say, if you're in school and you don't know what the heck you want to do, just drop out and come join us. Let's make some money together. You can always go back to school later.
Absolutely. So with that being said, thank you all, and thanks again.
Thank you.